Moving forward, let's now try to understand what is the meaning of the meaning. And while doing so, we need to understand that is it a purely linguistic matter to find the meaning or to define the meaning? In my opinion, probably this is more than merely a linguistic matter. The meaning cannot be reduced only to the images in the minds of the people which a certain word creates. It cannot also be reduced to the physical properties of the words, to the different letters of which words are composed of, or the different words with which they are connected. It can also not be reduced only to the real world objects to which these words refer. Reliance on any one of these would not convey the complete definition of a meaning. Probably we need to look that meanings are derived from all of these sources. Meanings emerge from the relationship between words, concepts, and the things in the real world. When they put together in different cases, they generate meanings. So meaning in linguistics, they do have a symbolic or representational function. They do represent certain symbols, or they act as symbols, and they convey certain meanings which are embedded with them conventionally. One possible definition of meaning may include that we could understand the meaning of a sentence by relating it to the objects in the outside world. And that means meaning is equal to extension and intension. Extension means the object to which it refers to in the real world outside, whereas intention means the image which is generated by listening to a word in the mind of the speaker as well as the listener. So meaning could roughly be defined as a combination of extension and intention. The symbolic function of meanings in linguistics relies heavily on the intentions of the speaker. But at the same time, we need to understand that it cannot be reduced only to the intentions of the speaker. Rather, it has to rely a lot on the convention as well, because intention of the speaker many a time may not be able to go beyond the convention in which a certain word is being used. And convention should be the one which is acknowledged publicly. That means if a word X stands for something which is Y, it should have been accepted by a large community of the native speakers or other users of the language. Another thing which is important to be understood here is that the relationship between words or sounds and the meaning is quite arbitrary. There are very few words which have meaning related to their sounds. Very few words, especially in English language. Most of the words have their meanings in today's dictionaries, which were developed conventionally. So the relationship between meanings and the words is arbitrary. There are certain theories of meaning as well. We have referential theory of meaning, which implies that the meanings are found from the reference to the outside world. Words do refer to various objects or ideas in the outside worlds, and from there we get meanings. However, this is only one side of the theories. We do have ideational theories of meaning, which believe that speakers' meaning are fundamental, because when speaker speaks something, he actually tries to mean something, and whatever he means is the actual meaning, and it emerges from the idea in his mind. So this is how we conclude the ideational theory of meaning, that meanings are based on the ideas or images in the mind of the speaker. We do have mentalistic, cognitive, and conceptual theories of meaning, which also rely on speakers' psychological grasp of the meaning rather than any relation between the words and the outside objects. And the last, I would also like to mention the prototype theories of meaning, which believe that certain objects are prototypes or the typical examples of a certain word or meanings, and they could be used as a prototype to convey certain meanings. For example, where some categories of some members of a category are more central than others in conveying a certain meaning. In this regard, we could see that whenever we say the word furniture, it's the chair which becomes a typical or prototype example of furniture as compared to stool. So whenever somebody speaks furniture, probably it would be chair or table which would come to our mind first as compared to the stool.